2022 finally has come to an end, and everyone in the anime community is building their year-end list. And I am no different. Instead of making a top whatever list, I decided to rank every single 2022 anime that I watched on a scale of 1 to 10 using the Hanakawa Fantanas scale. But I made some rules for myself. Rule number 1, I had to watch the anime to completion. Rule number 2, I'm basing on release dates available on my anime list. Number 3, any anime that started in fall 2021 but continued in winter 2022, I will rate. So Ranking of Kings will be rated. Rule number 4, any anime that started in fall 2022 but is continuing in winter 2023, I will not rate. And so My Hero Academia Blue Lock will not be rated. With that out of the way, let's get started. Demon Slayer Entertainment District arc. This was easily my favorite arc in the manga, and the anime adaptation completely blew it out of the water. The final battle was even better animated than the Mugen Train. Decent 8. My Dress Up Darling. Who knew that an anime girl can carry a series so much? But the difference between Zero Two and Marine is that Marine is actually in a good show. Well, good is a strong word. Personally, I like what the show had to offer, but I'm not really up here demanding for season 2 to come out right now. Decent 7. Worlds and Harem. I don't know how to explain how bad this show is, but I made a video talking about it. So here you go. Worlds and Harem was mid as hell. The anime was literally terrible. Let me show you something real quick. They had the sound effect for when she fell into the dude's arm, but the girl was already in the dude's arm when the sound effect came over. There's so many mistakes like that in the show. Season 2, Akabi Sailor Uniform. A show where a girl just wants to go to a school because they have a sailor uniform, and along the way she makes a bunch of new friends. A show so wholesome, yet has so much degeneracy in it. Decent 7. 86 Part 2. The last couple episodes of 86 Part 2 came out in 2022. And to be honest, the last couple episodes had me tearing up. The ending of 86 Part 2 hits different, knowing that the original voice actor for Shin, Billy Clements, tragically passed away not too long after these episodes got released. Strong 8. Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 2. The first half of this season has some of the best that Attack on Titan can offer. However, the second half did not reach the same highs as the first half, but that is to be expected since they activated the Rumbling. And that is not to say the second half content was not good, because it was actually good. Decent 9. Ranking of Kings. The first 12 episodes of Ranking of Kings were amazing, but the second half was not as good as the first half. The show was still decent, but it did not maintain the same high interest that I had in the beginning. Strong 7. Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. This was my least anticipated anime of 2022, and the first half was way worse than I thought. That's because the main hook of the show got resolved in Season 1, so there's nothing for me to look forward to. I watched the first 2 episodes and I dropped Shield Hero. Later I picked it back up and it was still terrible, but by the end I liked it way more than I thought I would. Decent 6. Komi Can't Communicate Season 2. Season 2 was basically Season 1, except they introduced more characters. And I fairly enjoyed these new characters that were introduced, and the show did not get still for me yet. Light 8. Tomodachi Game. Everyone and their mama love Tomodachi Game, and they think the new MC is the greatest and smartest MC of all time. I thought the show was mid. Decent 6. Your boy Koi Ming. This was the anime that I heard nothing about until it started airing, and I started hearing people talk about it. Like Tokyo Revengers from last year. But your boy Koi Ming is far better and easily one of the best anime of this year. Who knew that dropping a historical figure in a modern setting who becomes obsessed with a musical artist, becomes their manager, and uses war strategies from his time period to help them become one of the biggest hit sensations in Japan. Light 9. A Couple of Cuckoos. A tale as old as time. 2 people get switched at birth, only to meet each other later on in life, and their parents force them to marry each other, so they don't lose out on having their child that they raise. While your younger sister starts developing feelings for you because you're no longer related by blood. Meanwhile, the girl you have a crush on is only going to date you if you beat her, even though you're 0-10. Classic harem nonsense. Strong 6. Trapped in the dating sim. The world of otome games is tough for mobs. I don't know how to describe the series. The title did it for me. Light 6. Date A Live Season 4. When I got back into anime, Date A Live was one of the first series I watched. From Season 1 to Season 3, it felt like a slow decline, with Season 3 being the worst. But Season 4 just hits different, and the ending was not something I expected. Strong 7. The greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody. It's an isekai. Light 6. Love after world domination. What do you get with Romeo and Juliet without did Double Unaliven, and Power Rangers, aka Tokusatsu. You get Love After World Domination, a romance anime where the couple actually do romantic things during the show. Honestly, this is a very good show, and I was pleasantly surprised. Decent 7. Aoyushi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Modern sports anime tends to come in two different flavors. A more realistic take, like Haikyuu, or you go into super shonen stuff, like Kuroko no Basket. Aoyushi is a soccer series that goes into more realistic aspect. And it's honestly one of my favorite anime of the year. If there's any series that I would recommend, it is Aoyushi. And I especially recommend it for people who do not like Blue Lock. Light 9. The Executioner and Her Way of Life. An isekai where executioners must kill people who come from another world in order to protect their world from calamity. This one executioner cannot kill this one girl because this girl has the power to rewind time even after death. It's a terrible show. Light 5. Heroines Rundercell, the unpopular girl and her secret task. This girl, who lived in the middle of nowhere, transferred schools in order to pursue her dream of track and field. But in order to afford to live in the big city, she needs a job. And this job is to be the manager in training for this huge pop idol group. But the thing is, these idols also go to her school. This was something I did not expect to enjoy as much as I did. Decent 7. Bubble. This is easily one of the best animated anime in 2022. However, the story leaves a lot to desire. Decent 6. Call of the Night. This show felt like an out-of-body experience. The way the show was directed reminded me so much of Monogatari, which I love. It's not a show for everyone, but I loved it. Light 9. Classroom Elite Season 2. As an anime only to the series, this season met my expectations. Outside of episode 2, I think I like season 2 way more than season 1. Light 9. The Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2. This was one of my most anticipated anime of 2022. Watching season 2 did not give me the same feeling I had watching season 1. It left me very disappointed. Light 6. Licorice Recoil. It took me many tries to get into Licorice Recoil, but once I got hooked, I could not stop. And this show had one of the most emotional scenes in 2022 for me. Strong 8. Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I'm not a fan of Studio Trigger. The only works I like from Studio Trigger is SSS Gridman and SSS Dino Xenon. However, I can add Edgerunners onto that list. It is easily one of the best anime adaptations for a video game. That is because it does not retell the story of the video game. It tells a story within the video game world, and it works amazingly. Decent 8. Kakegurui Twin. This show is a prequel to Kakegurui, and I think it's better than the original. The only thing that hurts it is that it's only 6 episodes. I wish there was more. Light 8. Tekken Bloodlines. Tekken Bloodlines loosely adapts the story of Tekken 3. Watching the anime feels like you're watching someone playing Tekken. However, the story, like most fighting game stories, is stupid and convoluted. Light 5. One Piece Film Red. Film Red is basically a musical with a bunch of One Piece fan service and a convoluted plot. And I love 2 of those things. Decent 7. Romantic Killer. This was a fun romantic comedy with a girl that does not want to fall in love. But the ending left me wanting more. But there is no more. It adapted the whole manga. Decent 7. Mob Psycho 100 Season 3. I was never the biggest fan of Mob Psycho 100. I like Mob and I like Reagan, but there was something missing for me. Some episodes had me thinking it was one of the best anime, like in Season 2, Episode 1. But I constantly found myself not getting into it until Episode 8 of its season. But Season 3 did everything right for me, and it left me with a satisfying conclusion to the series. And it's one of the best anime of the year. Strong 9. Lookism. I know it's technically not an anime, but it's still listed as an anime on my anime list, so I'm going to count it. Lookism remind me the best parts of watching a K-drama and a Western cartoon, and it works so well. Strong 7. JoJo Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. Stone Ocean was a part of JoJo that made me want to binge the whole series to watch it when it was airing. Now that it's finally over, it's my second favorite JoJo part behind part 4. And the ending was a great conclusion to the Joestar saga. Decent 9. Bleach, The Thousand Year Blood War. If this was how Bleach got adapted in the 2000s, many people would have called it one of the best anime of all time. The way they adapted this section of The Thousand Year Blood War was all action, all emotion, and less clown shoes. And it works so well. Strong 9. More Than a Married Couple, but Not Lovers. A show where students have to pretend that they're a married couple in order to graduate their high school. I know I'm not supposed to like this show, but I love this show. Strong 7. Chainsaw Man. This was the most anticipated anime of 2022 due to manga readers hyping up the series. I read the manga and I watched the anime, but it's not one of my favorites of all time. Strong 8. Spy X Family. I read the first 2 volumes of the manga and I loved it. At times I thought it was one of the best anime of the year, but other times I did not love it as much. I could not figure out why that was the case, but then I started to realize why I felt that way. There was just too much Anya. It makes sense within the whole premise of the show, but I wish it was not the case. Light 9. Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Ultra Romantic. Season 3 of Kaguya built on what the previous seasons did, and made it 10 times better. It built on the relationship of Kaguya and Shirogane. It built up their side characters, and it built on side characters that we did not really know about. The jokes were funnier, the animation was better, everything was better. And the way the season ended felt like a finale, but it's only just beginning for what's to come. There's nothing more I can say by saying this is by far and away my anime of the year. 10.